Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So I want to continue the talk on burpee box jumps and just kind of creating efficiency with it. So in the last video, or in another video we have on the channel, we talked about making sure that we're using our arms in the jump and then how to make sure we're using that elasticity of our feet paired with the arm throw to make really efficient transitions from the burpee into the box jump to make it as easy as possible. So now we have the problem of we're on top of the box. How do we get into the next burpee as efficiently as possible? You have a few options. The obvious ones are step down, get into a burpee, and we have jump down, get into a burpee. The issues we kind of see is both of these, we have to consider, we have to have space to do the burpee. So we kind of want to start with where do we want to do the burpee, and you want to have space where you don't have to worry about your head hitting the box. Obviously that would be bad news. And we don't want you doing this burpee back here where now you have a long way to go to get back to the box to do it. So clearly, it's not rocket science. We want to find the best spot to go down, and then you just kind of get a sense and a feel for where that's going to be. As you kind of doing that, you kind of notice where your feet are, okay? So this is pretty far from the box. So that's, if I'm going to do a burpee, that's where my feet are going to need to be to make it kind of efficient. So you got to find what foot placement you like. And typically in a regular burpee, if I was doing a burpee with my hands here, in a regular burpee, my feet would be coming back here. Since I'm doing a burpee box jump, I'm going to work to get my feet in a little bit closer and let that kind of off balance momentum drive my jump. But the key is I'm going to need to get my hands down in that place where I want my hands. So a simple thing you can do, you can just take some chalk, put two tiny little X's where you want your hands, so then that way you can work on how do I step into a position to get my hands where I want them, or how do I jump into a position to get my hands where I want them. So either way, it's usually you have to step back further or jump back further than you think, because if we step straight down and now you're trying to get your hands there, you're going to have to take some extra moves to get into place. And if we step way back, then we have the space to get our hands there on the ground. So my preferred method with burpee box jumps is going to be the jumping off of the box, and almost like a bounding box jump, I just kind of take that momentum and drop into the burpee because it's not taking my full weight, so it's way less impact than a bounding box jump because you're just taking that momentum and letting it go down. So key is figure out where that hand placement is. The way to practice it, put a little mark, a couple marks on the ground, and just practice coming off of the box. How do we get there from stepping? How do we get there from jumping? And if we can consistently get our hands in the right place, that is ultimately what's going to drive how we get off the box. And what you like to do, what the person next to you likes to do, we all might do it a little different, but the key is how do we get our hands on the ground without having to do all of these extra moves and spending extra energy and seconds on every single rep. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.